Hello, everybody. My name is Fernando Corral. I am doing a business pitch for Columbia College for Management 341 with Dr. J. My business is mobile maintenance and car wash. Tend to forget about the car wash mainly because I'm always more focused on the maintenance that needs to be performed on the vehicle. Um, the mission statement for my business would be to perform high quality vehicle maintenance. I think that alone would help me build my clientele and have add more business. Why mobile maintenance? I've always enjoyed working on cars. Always grew up helping friends fix cars. It was I just as a kid I always enjoyed working on cars. So mobile maintenance I thought would add a lot of convenience to everybody. Um, Vehicle maintenance and aircraft maintenance go hand in hand. I think being a mechanic is being a mechanic. I've actually been a aircraft mechanic for 30 years, but as a hobby, I like working on cars. So I have the experience of how to fix the vehicles. Um, Nowadays, people seem to be on the market to save time and find ways to add convenience to their day, try and squeeze a lot more into their day. So those are some of the reasons that I thought mobile maintenance would be nice. Initially, I would start my company as a sole proprietary, um, but in the long run, I think this business can turn into um, a franchise type business. Maybe after start a second truck and maybe a third truck, and maybe get a partner to where he would run his own truck. Maybe even share some of my clientele. Of course, it would be a franchise type fee. The need for vehicle maintenance, I think, will be around for a very long time. It's so convenient, just come to your work and fix your car there instead of you having to hassle and stop it and get your car fixed and sit there in the waiting room or get a ride back. It would just be a lot easier to for us to come to you while you're at work and make it as convenient as possible. Some of the services that my service truck would provide would be oil change, transmission fluid change, basic tune-ups. When I say basic, it could be, to me it seems pretty basic, but to other people it might be uh, seem like rocket science, but it really isn't. So the basic tune-up would be changing the spark plugs, changing the air cleaner, um, replacing the oil on the filters, going as far as maybe replacing the cabin air filter if it's required for that vehicle. But on top of the maintenance for the vehicle, um, my mobile truck would be equipped with equipment required to wash the vehicle and vacuum. So you would really get a top-notch service. I think that alone would draw people to continue with my business. Um, the last thing you want is to not change your oil, maintain your vehicle, and be stuck in the middle of nowhere. So maintaining your vehicle is very important. So we were going over the SWOT in class. I realized that was actually a neat approach to realize what the strengths and weaknesses are for in the business. Some of the strengths, I think, is just the uniqueness of the business, being able to bring the convenience to you instead of you having to go to the convenience. Um, just setting up a spot area to where you would park in the morning. It would be prearranged, and it just make it very convenient. So I think that's that's a strength for sure. Another strength would be there's no competition in this immediate area. I know in California, I've heard of this type of business, but in the Metroplex area, I really have not seen it. The flexible hours for my employees and for the customers and for myself, I think, is another strength. Um, there's also many large businesses in the area, both aviation and transportation. Um, we have American Airlines, which employs 25,000 employees. BNSF has over 4,000. Bell Helicopter over 5,000. Lockheed Monster. I meant Lockheed Martin is one of the monsters in this area, with over 13,000 employees. And General Motors is in the area. They actually assemble the Yukons in this area. So there's definitely some pretty large businesses in the area that I can capitalize from, and at the convenience of going to them. So again, those are the strengths. The weaknesses, being a new business in the area, I would need to engage in strong marketing. I would definitely target those large businesses to overcome that weakness. Another weakness would be this is an all new employee base, but as one way to mitigate that would be to touch bases with the colleges in the area, mainly TCC. I know has they have both an aviation program and a vehicle maintenance program. So I would use them as interns, being they want to start a professional career, and actually be in something that they're learning that I would capitalize from. So that's how I would capitalize on that weakness. Some of the opportunities, of course, are the large companies. Would engage with those companies and maybe go through their HR, and be able to touch bases through all the employees, and maybe have HR email flyer type information, just allowing their customers to take advantage of this convenience. Another opportunity would be to have a set schedule to set up at the large businesses. For example, we'll set up Tuesdays are always for Lockheed Martin, so employees would know to schedule for that day and plan for that day. These types of maintenance, if it's heavy maintenance, large tune-up, we would need to have 2, possibly 3 people to take advantage of being able to service as many cars as possible in that area. So that's a pretty good opportunity. I mentioned the engaging with the colleges, kind of tied in with a weakness, but that's definitely a good opportunity. Threats. The threats are the local mechanic shops in the area, of course, would start losing business and try and figure out ways to get their clients back. But as I stated in my mission statement, the goal would be to have high performance quality maintenance that would keep the customers happy. Another threat would be the inclement weather. It'll be hard to do maintenance when it's windy. Raining, I think we can overcome that with a couple canopies. But it's definitely a threat. That's something that Mother Nature will throw at you, and there's really nothing you can do but work around it. The initial investment estimated to be a little over $29,000, which for this type of business, for the potential it has of income, $29,000 I think is a pretty small investment. The biggest chunk going to purchasing the mobile truck to minimize the initial impact. Would utilize something similar to a down payment, right? So we would do a 10% down payment. The truck is estimated to be $65,000, so a down payment of $6,500 would be required. The insurance about $1,500 to modify the truck and to be able to hold the equipment, about $4,500. But overall, the initial investment would be a little over $29,000. The thought would be, my initial thought was maybe I would tap into my 401k. Dr. J recommended that's probably not a good idea. Possibly maybe a loan, and develop a good business plan, show some strengths to maybe a bank and have them finance it. I think the return on investment will be pretty quick. So I'm not really too worried about not being able to sustain it. But overall, that is my business pitch. I'm really looking forward to starting this business. Possibly, it's just a thought right now, but this entrepreneurship class has really opened my eyes to possibly starting this type of business. So if you see my name out there with mobile maintenance and car wash, that's me. Make sure you jot my number down, give me a call, and I'll keep your vehicle running on the road. Thanks for listening. Bye.